All right, buckle up, everyone, because we're diving headfirst into the whirlwind that is football right now.
Sounds like it's been pretty wild lately.
Oh, you have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're even a little bit of a football fan, you got to be feeling the energy right now.
Yeah, there's definitely a buzz in the air.
It's electric.
Yeah.
So we're going to unpack all the drama, the nail-biting finishes, the rumors, maybe even a bit of controversy, all thanks to these amazing folks over at Football Frenzy. You know that podcast?
Oh, yeah, I've heard of them.
They're fantastic. Really get into the nitty-gritty of the sport.
Sounds like our kind of people.
Right. So they've got 5 major storylines they're tracking, and we're going to tackle them all right here, right now.
Let's do it.
First up, Liverpool's title hopes. They just steamrolled Newcastle 2-0.
That's a statement.
It is. And Football Frenzy seems to think that, yeah, they've got a real chance of taking home the trophy.
But it's not a done deal, is it?
Not even close. They've got Manchester City and Arsenal hot on their heels, and those guys are not messing around.
Yeah, the Premier League's always a tight race.
It's anyone's game, really. But what really struck me from Football Frenzy was their emphasis on Liverpool stars.
Like Salah and Nunez, right?
Exactly. They basically said those two are the linchpins.
Makes sense. If they go down with injuries, Liverpool's chances could take a real hit.
A real hit. And Football Frenzy made this great analogy. They said it's like a finely tuned engine. Every part needs to be working flawlessly for it to run smoothly.
It's true, especially in a sport as demanding as football.
Now, speaking of delicate situations, we got to talk about Neymar.
Ah, yes, the never-ending saga.
The will he, won't he return to Barcelona has everyone on the edge of their seats.
Including me, I gotta admit. It's hard not to get caught up in the hype.
Right. But Football Frenzy brought up a really interesting point, though. It's all about Barcelona's finances.
They're not exactly swimming in cash, are they?
Nope. And they're already carrying a heavy wage bill.
And Neymar's definitely not known for his bargain basement salary.
Exactly. Football Frenzy actually used this great analogy. It's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
Makes you wonder if this whole reunion is even realistic.
Right. It's a fairy tale for the fans, but could be a financial nightmare for the club.
There's always more to these stories than meets the eye.
Totally. Now, while we're on the subject of finances, we can't ignore what's happening with Manchester City.
Uh-oh, financial fair play rearing its head again.
You got it. And this isn't their first rodeo either, according to Football Frenzy. They've been under the microscope before.
Yeah, but these financial fair play regulations are no joke. They're there to level the playing field.
Absolutely. So what's the worst that could happen?
Well, Football Frenzy laid out some pretty serious consequences. They said point deductions are on the table, massive fines, and even a ban from European competitions.
Wow. So it's not just about money. It's about their entire future in the sport.
Exactly. It shows how crucial it is for clubs to play by the rules both on and off the field.
It's a high-stakes game in every sense of the word. Now, circling back to Liverpool for a moment, Football Frenzy also had a lot to say about Mohamed Salah.
Of course they did. He's a global icon.
And apparently, those Saudi Arabian clubs are throwing some seriously tempting offers his way.
I mean, can you blame them? Salah's a goal-scoring machine.
But Football Frenzy made a really interesting point about replacing him. They said it would be like trying to replace Messi at Barcelona. Practically impossible.
Replacing a player of that caliber is more than just finding someone with similar skills. It's about filling the void they leave in the team's dynamic.
It's about leadership, inspiration, and maybe even a bit of magic.
You can't just buy that in the transfer market.
Exactly. And then, just to spice things up even more, there's Roy Keane. You hear about his little outburst.
How could I miss it? It was everywhere. Calling that Manchester United player a thing imposter live on TV.
No holding back. But Football Frenzy actually made me think about it differently. They suggested that Keane's outburst, while over the top, might actually reflect a deeper issue within Manchester United.
Oh, like what?
They're saying it's indicative of a lack of leadership and a weak mentality on the field.
You know, now that you mention it, there have been whispers about those things for a while now.
So maybe Keane's just saying out loud what everyone else is thinking.
Could be. It's definitely food for thought.
So there you have it, folks. A whirlwind tour of the football landscape with everything from title races to financial scandals to fiery personalities.
It's never a dull moment in this sport, is it?
Absolutely not. And that's what makes it so captivating.
What do you think's going to happen next?
That's the million-dollar question, right? The beauty of football is that anything can happen.
And I wouldn't have it any other way.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
So keep those eyes peeled, folks. The season's far from over.
And who knows what twists and turns await.
Only time will tell.